welcome to our final part of the series, reviewing Death Note live action. Every episode reviews. 2 episodes left. This and the season finale. After I shoot this, I'm gonna watch the season finale, and then we'll have our series review, and it will be amazing. That being said, I really didn't know we had 2 episodes left. I thought at least 3, but I guess I was wrong. Where to start? Basically, they're gonna have this meeting. They're gonna trade over Light's sister for the Death Note. There's a big infiltration. It's just very cool. This whole new plot line within the story. And then basically while this is going on, Nier, she is just having problems. I thought cause she grabbed her heart, so I thought is something happening here? Is she gonna have a natural heart attack at age 12? I hope not. And then the meeting starts, and basically the trade is gonna be made, but unknown to the bad guys, the whole thing is a setup and there's police outside. But Mello pops in, and he gets Mello takes over Nier's body. He convinces Matsuda and a lot of the police to just not do their jobs and go somewhere else. And then he captures all the police people. The setup is broken. The bad guys get the Death Note. Mello is now dressed in, because it's no longer Nier, it's Mello, just with white hair and without the, fucked up face, and not blonde. So after that, they have Light's sister back. It's not like they need her for anything past this point. They don't need to kill her. That'd be a little dark. After that, oh my god. There is just a big execution thingy. Light, he's using Mikami, and he's basically setting up to win again. That's what, when you have Shinigami eyes and a Death Note, you're gonna win. That's just how it's gonna work. And the bad girl, I'm wondering if because she touched the Death Note, I'm wondering if she saw Ryuk, or I don't know what's going on there. Basically, but Light does know the name because his sister overheard one of the names, and he knows the name of one of the dudes, and he's have him use the Death Note before he kills himself to transfer all the information to Light. Once Light has that information, he tells Mikami to call the headquarters and pretend to be Kira and just basically go to the destination. We don't get that in this episode. This whole time, Light's father, he's just sketch. He doesn't believe what's going on. And Mello's look, she's wearing kind of just what Mello would wear, but it's weird because it's like a little girl, and she's dressed as this gothic teenager, but so whatever. Also, Mello, because he's working with the bad guy, Mello gets caught, but he escapes, so in record time, so it's nothing. Doesn't even say how he escapes, he's just smart. He can escape prison, I guess. And there's a final rooftop scene with the whole squad, Mikami, Light, everyone, and it's very... I assume it's the final rooftop scene, and they're just plodding away, looking up at the moon, as Light Yagami is God. He's more of a god than Kanye. Yeah, so Light, basically he does know the bad girl's name who's working, the double agent. He knows her name, so he kind of just is go to this destination, give the guy your notebook, destroy all the evidence, make sure no one can find you, then kill yourself. And at the end of the episode, she goes into the place with Mello, and she just has a grenade, and she's just which I guess is the best she could do. So yeah, But the big thing of this episode is the meeting between Light and or Light and his dad. And it's the ultimate meeting. I love that we're just having these, like, one-on-one ultimate, like, meeting of the minds. And, because, you know, the anime tiptoed around a lot of this. But this live action series is really taking on this head on. Because in the show, if you haven't seen the show, skip about like maybe 30 seconds. In the show, his dad never learned that he was, Kira. He died believing that Light wasn't Kira. But in this, he kind of just figured out. L even left a video that's like, come on. And L, I guess, knew he was gonna die, but he was like, come on. He's Kira. Believe me. And I guess he references the fact that he was gonna die, so L's a super genius. And Light's dad, he meets with Light, and he's just basically saying, like, I know you're Kira, I just saw that whole thing with you and the motorcycle chick, and Light, he's pulling shit out of his ass, just trying to make up stuff. And he's like, and his dad's like, I told myself I'd believe you no matter what. So, and that's when he's like, and Light even says that this isn't the Death Note, this is the fake. And so he grabs the Death Note and is like, well, if it's a fake, I have to believe you, and I'm gonna write my name. And there's a whole meeting, and basically he kind of admits that they talk about their problems, with Light believing in one thing, his dad believing another. It's taking that on a lot more, just this moral factor. And it's taking, like, this whole criminal thing to another level. His dad, he's about to write his name, and that's when they have, their big moment. The last time they talked, it was Light and his dad. Now it's Kira and Light's father, and they're having their own meeting. And Light's dad, he finishes the name, and he says, the last thing I'm going to do is do you this favor, and he tries to burn the Death Note, which is badass. I think his dad still is under the assumption that, I had something in my hair, is still under the assumption that, that doing this would kill Light, so he thinks he's about to kill Light, and, Light's not even saving himself. He's, like, literally fighting with his dad in his final moments just to keep the Death Note safe. And it's like, and then he, ultimately, as his dad is on the deathbed, Kira, I should say, if anything, he believes that, he must make sacrifices in order to become a god, and that's what he's learned from his dad and his death. And then, and then there's that grenade scene, but, I think if anything, this was my climax for a series, because I think Light and his dad were probably the most interesting thing about the series. They did that factor a lot better. They're rewriting the series to fit a better storyline. I just think the execution and the style, because the anime, it's beautiful, and the soundtrack is better, and the presentation is there. There's not overacting. There's not, like, a little girl playing mellow. I think for the second half, they're rewriting it, and it's probably just better. The first half, obviously, and I remember just having such a fond memory watching the first half of Death Note. It's not going to even come close to that, when comparing the first halves. So, but I think I'll save all that for the review and maybe the final episode. With this episode, Light and his father, they have a huge dynamic. They really do. It's kind of the core of the series. His father, sad to see him leave. I really enjoyed their bond. With that being said, I will give this episode a 4 out of 5. That ending really helped it. I don't know how the last episode's gonna go. Light could win. He really could. I'm not, like, because Mello didn't die. I really believe Light has a good shot at winning this time. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the last episode, the finale. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be fun, you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you on the finale. And we've made it. Death Note, the final episode of the drama, the live action series. Episode 11, I believe, still untitled, don't know what that. We are here, man. We're here. We'll get all that sappy bullshit out the way at the end here. But before that, I just want to say the episode began. They're having a funeral for Light's dad. And his sister is basically gonna stay at his aunt. I don't know where Light lives or how he's affording rent, but whatever. Is the police giving him rent? I don't know. He's technically working for him, but yeah, basically Mello's on the attack. He tried to kill Mikami, tried to kill Misa, tried to kill Light. And the series would have been pretty different if that would have happened. With how the episode ended, I guess he assumed none of them would have got hurt. And then our squad, Mikami, Misa, and Light, they're hanging out at a maid cafe that has a back room for celebrities. I don't know why. Maybe they just wanted Misa in a maid outfit. I don't know. They get the warehouse location, the police does, but they don't. It's all a setup, as we learn later in the episode. We're gonna get into that. That's some crazy shit. And then Mello, I should say, was basically, leaving the warehouse, pretending to be, because they had like the military people go in, and then there's gunfire. One of them, all the police people like ran out, and one of them was like going the other direction, was limping. And that was obviously Mello, and then Light followed him back into the back part of the warehouse. And Mikami was there too. He followed on later behind, and this is where we have our big showdown between Nier and Light. Basically the books were swapped. Nier, because he found out who Mikami was, he followed into his office, he hacked his computer, switched out the notebooks, and that's when Mikami writes Nate River in his notebook, and then he pops out like, the faces, man, they get me. Even Light, he's like, don't laugh yet, just don't do it. And he's like, hold in your laughter, like it's just something he has to do. But Light was on top of this, so he prepared a fake notebook, and that's, something, this is where the series, is shifting compared to the anime. It's tiptoeing around it, and then because Mikami, obviously, tested that notebook to make sure it was the real one. Turned out, Nier, I called him Nate. He actually knew that he actually has the real Death Note, and when Mikami tried to use it that morning, test it out, he was putting up, Nier gave him fake articles, make it seem like the people had died when they hadn't, and the whole thing was a big setup. Everyone jumps in, like a bunch of people. Matsuda has this weird, there was a comment even like, is Matsuda joining Light? Because he just had, everyone else was all stone faced, and he was just like, I don't know why. So yeah, it was a big setup, and then there's a scene with Light's dad. He's basically like, yeah, my son's Kira, I want you guys not to believe anything he says. I believe that he is Kira. And basically everything with, what was her name? Himura or something, the motorcycle chick. It turns out the kidnapping, all of that shit. It was a big setup put up by Nier. I don't know how much the other people were in on it until the very end, but point is, big setup. Light looks like a dumbass. Cause he admits before Nier dies that he's like, I've won, and that's where he fucked up. And then after he confesses, Nier plays this video of L. It's seemingly his final video. L gives this great speech like, "Got you, Light," and that's where Light begins his monologue of about his perception, his very warped perception, and yeah, Nier and all the other ones, they're yelling back and forth. Finally, there's some like hasty movements. Mikami and Light, they're trying to just like they're still trying to kill them, even though they've obviously lost. Yeah, Light didn't win. But yeah, there are shots. Mikami throws this like barrel of gasoline down. Lighter, place flames everywhere. Everyone kind of evacuates. Light, obviously, he got shot in the confusion. Matsuda shot him. The other, his father's friends all shot him. And then basically there's a fire. They get Mikami out. Everyone leaves except Light, because he's shot. He can't really move. And the death notes are still in there. And then we get a scene of Misa. She's about to, death note it up. And then suddenly she forgets what she was doing, and then she seemingly forgot, because she still has a piece of paper with her, but now that the death note is burning, she completely forgot her ties to it, and she has a piece of paper, and when she throws it away and no one's looking, the piece of paper disappears, and that death note is gone. There's still one more death note. Light, he's like crawling towards it, saying he's still gonna do it. He still has a chance. He could grab that note and get out of there. But when suddenly the note catches fire, Mikami suddenly forgets what he was doing, and at that point, Light, he's still like trying to go for the note. It's completely on fire. He picks it up. The flames are spreading towards him. He's on fire. There's a great comment. It was like, when you and your death note are on fire, but you're acting like it's a flesh wound, because he's still going, and he's just lit on fire. And he asked Ryuk for the Shinigami eyes. I don't know what good it would do him at this point, cause he can't look at Nier. Maybe if he just remembers his face, he'll see. I don't know how that would work. He just asked for the Shinigami eyes as a final attempt, as he's just on fire. And that's when, Ryuk says it's too late, and he burns. He has a final fiery hand that he used to kill so many people, and it drops. After that, I'll get in my thoughts after I finish, just explaining what happened. After that, we're looking at the building. Ryuk and Rem, they're looking at stuff. Ryuk is just saying, humans are so interesting, and he says, "So long, savior," flies off into the sunset. The trade was not made. Light is dead. And that's when we see Watery and Nier at L's grave. They say some kind words, and that's when there's a final video of L. He basically says, "Good job, Nier," and then he says, "Light, I'm sorry for doubting you. I'm sure you'll make a great police officer." And then we're like, because basically L, he said he was her and the biker chick. They went way back. They were friends. He set up the thing with Nier pretty much. He basically gave Nier the kill. So it's like weird to see, why are you saying that? And then we see the final bit of the clip and he's like, there's like a 0.1 chance of this video playing, but whatever. So long, guys. So basically, yeah, he does know that Light is Kira, but he still believes somewhere, at least a little bit, that Light, his friend, was not Kira. And that's when the video ends. We get a shot of the moon. It's daytime rather than nighttime like in the anime, but a daytime shot of the moon. The credits begin, and then after the credits, there's actually a commercial for a new Death Note movie. There's a third live action movie. I haven't seen the first two yet. That's gonna take place next year. It's gonna have, basically, it's gonna be Light's successor. There's gonna be 6 Death Notes dropped in the human world. Some are gonna have L's DNA and some are gonna have Light's DNA. I don't know about that DNA stuff, but I like the idea of the Death Notes, 6 of them in the world at once. I don't know about that movie. I haven't seen the first 2. We're not reviewing that. Let's talk about this finale. I like the fact that I like just when the jig is up and, you know, Light, he's finally just like be saying what's on, like he doesn't care anymore. There's no more facade. I like that whole double agent thing with the girl. That was okay. I like the fact that Light's father had a big deal in ultimately his son's demise. And yeah, his son's demise, cause his father, I feel like, was a big part of the series. And in the anime, skip forward about a minute or so if you haven't seen the anime. In the anime, his father just kind of died, like, he was kind of thrown away. He died thinking Kira wasn't Light wasn't Kira. It wasn't the best end for him. I feel this show wrote the second half better. I still don't like Nier as a character, but they did a better job writing the story. The first half, you know, I don't think it was on the same level, but I feel they did some of the characters better justice. But it's like better in a sense, like we already know what happened in Death Note. If I hadn't seen Death Note yet, I don't know how I would feel about it, because it's a total change of perception. That being said, I do feel like they did a good job with the series, rewriting things, keeping some good parts in there, taking a twist and turn here and there. I like that L, you know, ultimately kind of it was L versus Light, and then it was Nier versus Light a little bit. The finale, I enjoy the burning more than, you know, how Light just kind of escaped and then died on a staircase. Ryuk, skip it forward like 30 seconds if you haven't seen the anime. Ryuk didn't write his name in the note like he did in the anime. In the anime, he writes his name in the note. I don't know which I prefer. I like I would have kind of appreciated if he would have wrote his name in the final as he's burning, you know, just to say he did. But at the same time, you know, he burned alive. That's pretty metal. That's pretty metal, you guys. And other than that, Misa, you know, her finale, I assume she remembers Light and all of that, but just, you know, doesn't remember the Kira stuff. So, you know, that's gonna have some fallout. Mikami, he's probably, you know, gonna go to prison. That's probably just gonna be the way it is. Like, sorry, I know, but you kind of just gotta go to prison. Yeah, you killed a lot of people. I know you don't remember, but you killed a lot of people. Nier will continue to, be Nier, and Watery will, I guess, assist him in the ways he assisted L. The police will go back to normal once criminals realize that they can commit crimes again. They will, and the world will go back to normal. In all of its, is it a peaceful world? That is up. That is to the eye of the beholder. Um, yeah, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed this finale. I'm gonna give the finale a 4 out of 5. Last score. Yeah, I feel the finale did a good job at finishing things up here. That was kind of fucked up with in the last episode, what's her name? She died by a grenade, and then he had to pry the death note out of his father's dead hands. And now, seeing as it was a setup, I'm like, oh, does Nier feel bad that he didn't save her? Could he have done something about that? The twist kind of works. It works enough. I think if I think about it too much, I'm gonna be like, eh. But that's storytelling. Especially with twists. I very much enjoyed the episode and the show. I hope you guys had a wonderful time watching with me. If you were watching with me, if you've already seen it, tell me what you thought about it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think they did the anime justice? Are you gonna check out the movies? What do you think of the movies? Did you even watch Death Note? Did you watch the anime? Did you read the manga? Or did you just watch this video not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about? I want to know. Tell me. Communicate. This is a community. The finale, guys. We did it. We got every episode of Death Note live action series. 11 videos, or I guess 4 for you guys, but 11 for me. I very much enjoyed it, you guys. I'll get these edited soon. I'll get the finale out there, and then I will review the entire series in my traditional format. That'll be great. I already have some ideas for the script. I'll probably write the script later today. It was good. I don't know what I'll give the score, because I know I've been giving episodes high praise. That doesn't necessarily correlate with the score of the show. Not that we should fixate on scores. I'm rambling. Death Note live action series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I sure did. I'll see you guys on the next every episode reviews. If you want me to review some, leave a suggestion. I'd appreciate it. Have a good day. With that, I leave you.
Someday you will die, but I'll be close behind. I'll follow you into the dark, go blinded